guys, welcome to our show, Them Parts. Today we have Unique and Nicole, and we are going to talk trending topics. We got a few things to talk about, a few things. A lot is going on out there right now. So we got a few different topics that we are going to hit on. Hey Unique, how you doing today?
Doing good. And yourself?
I'm very good. I'm excited to talk to you. I'm glad you jumped on the
Oh,
podcast.
yeah.
So I'm looking, we talk all the time. So I said, you know what? We should record this. I know a lot of people have similar thoughts. Would love to hear our opinions. So we're going live to bring you guys our thoughts, our opinions, and we would definitely love for comments and for anybody to chime in. And we are answering comments live. So if you got something to say, put it in the comments.
Right.
So Nick, what would you like to talk about today? I mean, we got Trump just found guilty on 34 charges. We got Diddy, who is in a whole world of trouble right now.
Everybody's in
Is in a
trouble.
whole world of trouble. Yeah, yeah. Um, so where would you like to start? Let me hear your thoughts on Trump. Let's start there. Let me hear your thoughts on Trump. He was just found guilty yesterday of over 34 felonies.
Oh wow. I didn't realize that. Yeah, like I hadn't really been keeping up with it too much. And I don't even know. Yeah, I didn't even realize it was like. I mean, that's a lot. 34 counts, felony counts.
34. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I know that they definitely don't want Trump back in the office. They don't want
Mm.
him to become president again. I mean, of course, you're gonna have bias, right? Because it's like a lot of people, right, that don't like Trump.
Mm.
You know, in the I would say like in the Democratic, right, the Democratic side of the, our politics. So I'm just gonna see what happens. Of course, he's. I've seen a clip of him. Just kind of making his statement about it. And, he's going to fight it. He said he's going to fight it. I think he said he's going to appeal it, going to appeal the decision. Um, so, he's a fighter, whether you like him or not, he's going to fight back. He's going to, you know, be on his stuff. So, um, yeah, I mean, I haven't really, like, as much as I've watched Trump, like, he's always, like, the same. It's kind of hard to, like, move him, you know? So, that shows a level of strength right there that I would say like our current president, in just my own opinion, he just doesn't have. But yeah, I mean we'll see what happens.
So um what would you want to see happen?
Well, um everything's become so politicized, you know.
Mm,
Uh I just want what is best like for our country in general, you
that
know.
part.
Yeah,
Them part.
so yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, just um I don't know. It's just getting like pretty ridiculous at this point. It is almost becoming like a circus. Our government, yeah, the politicians, they are just like really like clowning right now. And so I just want to see, everybody just start acting like, having some more level of decorum, you know,
Mm,
some level of integrity, you know, because, like they always say, a country is basically no better than their leaders, right? These are like our leaders, and so I just want to see us get it together, you know. And so, um, Yeah, I don't know. I heard him say something about, I don't know if it's like the official next week, like the official like ceremony that they have where he like accepts the, what do you call that? The
Republican
nomination.
nomination.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so but what it has done since I heard it, right, now it's kind of made me like pop back in tune, like, okay, let me keep an eye on this, let me see what's kind of where this is gonna go. Um so
They
yeah,
say since the verdict came out, Trump has raised over $52 million.
I heard that too.
Right. And it seems like he has a lot of black people are rooting for him right now. And we noticed that ever since the indictments, right? Like black
Yeah.
people ain't been afraid to say, I'm voting for Trump. Like
Yeah.
before
Uh-huh.
in 2020, ain't no way you would have heard no black person say that.
Yeah. For
Now
sure.
they're pretty open about it, and there's black
Yeah.
celebrities who are coming out and openly saying they voting for Trump when in the past
Mhm.
they they would have been canceled for saying something like that. So
Yeah.
my thing with uh Trump is that I feel like the Democrats are really trying, they're going after him hard. They don't want him back in office. and and there's a reason for that. I don't think it's they're because of what they say, which is, he's a dictator, and that they need to protect their democracy, by keeping Trump out. I don't believe that's the reason. I think the
Oh,
reason is he goes against a lot of things that they want to keep in place, like war. Um, he did things where other countries were paying us instead of us paying other countries, and he
yeah.
really is, in my opinion, about America. He wants to see America win first. We
Mhm.
know we wouldn't have had a bunch of immigrants, illegal immigrants coming in the country under Trump, and now we have millions, and they're getting paid to come here. When we have homeless people on these very same streets that they're putting illegal immigrants in nice hotels and giving them debit cards with thousands of dollars on it. We don't get none of that. It's like they ain't what the Democrats made sure they don't have to worry about the black vote no more. Right now they got the
Oh,
foreign vote. They saying, well, foreigners can't vote in this country. Well, not yet, right?
yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah.
They gonna find a way around that.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
not bringing them here for nothing. They
Right.
need a new group of people. Maybe niggas done got too lazy for them. Maybe we ain't working hard enough, and maybe these migrants will come over here and put the work in and start digging holes and building shit that they ain't been able to get Americans to do. We have gotten comfortable as Americans. We have gotten
Oh
comfortable.
yeah.
Yeah,
Too
hard
comfortable.
work.
Yeah. And
Say
there's
it again.
definitely, yeah, for sure, too comfortable. And there's definitely an agenda behind that, because while they're lullabying us to sleep, right, they're doing all kinds of things, you know. So I totally agree with you about that. I've watched a couple of like the congressmen or whatever when they're having these hearings when they're fighting against like different, what is these initiatives on the ballots and things like that,
Yeah.
about the whole, having an ID, right, to vote, right? Like, why are we arguing about that?
You need
Uh,
ID for everything else, right?
for everything else, yeah, and
Mhm.
it's so plain as day that they want illegal immigrants being able to vote, so that they stay in power. Yeah, and it's very interesting to me. I remember like growing up. I don't remember like Democrats and Republicans like at each other's throats like they are now. You
Exactly.
know,
I think about that too.
it was more like neutral, right? It's like, okay, this is what they're this side is saying, and you kind of come together. Yeah, but now it's like they are like at
Cutthroat.
each other's throats. Yeah, for power.
Hmm.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
and
yeah. It's terrible. It's definitely cutthroat right now. It definitely wasn't like that when in the time of Bill Clinton and whoever he was running against, or Ronald Reagan. And you definitely. I mean, they've always said don't at work and things like that. Don't speak politics and don't
yeah,
speak money and things like that. But people weren't getting canceled for who they voted for. They wasn't getting canceled for what they believed in. And nowadays they'll cancel you for your political stance.
yeah, it's pretty awesome thing. Yeah, it's a pretty awesome thing. They're rolling out, yeah, like so many different things. Yeah, that thing, like the whole like cancel culture thing. I'm like, get the hell out of here. Like, yeah, you can't. Yeah, like we're supposed to be free, right? America's supposed to be the land of the free, the home of the brave. Whether we agree with each other or not, everybody has their opinion, right? How
Yeah.
they personally think. Yeah,
Yes.
now they're trying to make it seem like everybody has to think the same way. You know,
Hmm.
we all have to do the same things, and
The
I
thought
just think it's
police.
really bad. Oh gosh,
The thought police, they are, yeah, they're trying to control our thoughts. If we don't think the way that they want us to think, we're canceled. And I really think right now, cancel culture is dying out, you know,
yeah,
because they've been trying to cancel Chris Brown forever, and it just can't be done. He's too
yeah,
talented. You know what I mean?
right,
Like, we're not just taking, oh, let's get him out of here because I don't like him. Nah, he got
yeah,
something to offer. So we're not letting people just be canceled like we were before. Cancel culture was deep, but I think that shit is lightweight dying down. In politics, is you're not getting canceled anymore, but it's people still really strong about uh you believing in what they believe in. People will
yeah,
have a fit if you say to the wrong person, I'm gonna vote for Trump per se. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I have a
mhm,
fit when really in in the black experience, I should say,
oh
the
yeah,
president who we had as president didn't really affect our daily life, really. You know, so it kills me when especially black people are just so gung ho about whatever. But I understand it. We're American citizens, so if you care about the president, then you're saying you care about what happens to our country. So that's what I'm voting on. What I
yeah,
see the future, the way that I will want our country to go into, where the
yeah,
funds that our country is spending, I want to agree with where the money is going. I don't want to be stuck with billions of dollars being sent to Ukraine because I voted Democrat.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I really think, yeah, I mean, some of that stuff is sort of daunting to me, like the whole, like, putting America first, right? I mean, just thinking about it in the aspect, right, of your own, like, family, right? You're going to think about your family first, right? Of course, you can feel bad for maybe like homeless people or people in other countries doing, not so great, but you have to take care of your family first. You know, we have to take care of our country first. We have to, like with the whole open border thing, right? It's like, oh, everybody from everywhere in the whole universe, come on over. You're like, we're not even taking care of the people that
The
are
people
here.
right here. Yes.
You
Yes.
know,
Yeah. That's the saddest part about it because we've always been come one, come all. We have this is a America is a melting pot. So it ain't like we've ever been against illegal immigrants. Or I'm sorry, we've never been against immigration. Okay.
yeah,
Maybe you can loosen the if the rules were too harsh and if it was too hard for people to become a citizen before, loosen some of that stuff. It's time to
yeah,
change a lot of these old school rules and a bunch of stuff that just don't serve us anymore. It's time to change that anyway. But just
yeah,
to totally let it go, and anybody who can cross the goddamn border, if you can make it, we'll put
yeah,
you up in a nice hotel, we'll give you money, we'll feed you.
yeah. Well, yeah,
People make sense.
yeah, because that's just like the natural aspect of it, right? Anybody that's having a hard time, right? We want to help them, but now everything has become so politicized, right? There's an agenda
Yeah,
behind, and that's the thing
behind
that
everything.
makes yeah, that's the thing that makes me upset because there's an agenda behind it, and they're not doing that to necessarily help the people. You know, they're being like weaponized, like
Period.
being weaponized. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I don't
yeah,
like that.
they are.
Yeah, and it's making everybody
We are.
hostile. Yeah, and like even like
Woo!
people in New York, right? Like I remember like there was a point like some months ago, right, where like people in New York were like pissed. You know,
Oh,
they were
girl.
like,
Oh,
yeah, they
girl.
were. I mean, they were all up in the going to those hearings and say, y'all letting them come all in our neighborhood, and I can't go outside, and they were like literally
Chicago,
like,
too.
huh?
Chicago. These
Yeah,
is home owners, people who own their home and haven't been able to really replenish their neighborhoods. They don't have funding for the different things that they've been asking for. And now you have all kinds of money to throw at people who don't even, who illegally came into this country. You just have money to throw. Since when? Like, I've been out the country before,
hmm,
and there's no way Mexico would have gave me. I couldn't
right,
even get um like like they have utilities assistance for their citizens, right? I'm a foreigner. So I
yeah,
couldn't get that and I wouldn't expect it. I'm not a citizen of the country. I'm a visitor. If that, you know? So it's just it's insane what America's doing. I know there's an agenda to it. I don't know the whole agenda. I think a big part of it is to get a bunch of voters, but they could have gave us money.
yeah,
They could have gave people money. We'll follow the money. You giving us money? Yeah, we gonna vote for you. But it ain't just that. It's obviously not just that because they refuse. We've been fighting for reparations forever, and they refuse to give it
yeah,
to us. It looks like California is the closest state to getting it. At least they looking into it. You know what I mean? At least they keep
yeah,
having hearings and talks and whatever and bills and all of that. But
yeah,
America refuses to pay the black people.
hmm,
So
yeah,
they didn't have money for it. And now you have all this money to give to illegal immigrants. There's the voting agenda, but then also if you want to look even deeper and darker, there's the sex trafficking agenda
oh,
in there. There's the human trafficking agenda in
oh,
there.
yeah,
You feel me?
mhm,
Because
yep,
all
yeah,
the immigrants that we see probably ain't all the immigrants that came through.
yeah, for sure.
Some of them living under them, living or dying in them tunnels underground and whatnot.
Yeah, a lot of our politicians are into some very sinister things, and it's
Exactly.
yeah, and it's highly disturbing. And they, even like
Yeah.
with black people. yeah, like, and black people be getting on my nerves, because we still, right, after everything we've been through in this country, right, we're still the lowest ones, right? Yeah, we're still the lowest ones. Even like now, it's almost like we're even lower than the immigrants now.
Yeah,
They put
because they
lower
got
than
a fresh start, and we starting from the back. We gotta still build up our credit for we already working with shit that's done been piled on us, that's been hurting us for forever in the first place.
yeah,
So then if you got an immigrant who comes with a clean slate and a fresh start, and they can open a business and they can get credit cards and they can get
yeah,
housing and all that, and for us to get it, they looking at, well, shit, you got this collection, you got this charge off, you got this.
yeah,
Sorry, we can't help you.
yeah,
They're and people are struggling. People are
yeah.
struggling right now, and for America to help people
Mhm.
who just decided one day they need to come. I don't care if you call them asylum seekers. We gonna be asylum seekers in a minute. Can we go to another country to get assistance?
Yeah. Uh huh. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. No, I totally agree with that. And yeah, like I don't yeah, like the whole agenda thing is it's really crazy, just like thinking about it. And I don't, because like, I even like here lately, and I actually found this out when I was like working at one of my jobs probably about a year ago or so. Because racially, right? Because you have like your ethnicity, right? But racially,
Yeah,
Hispanic people, right? Only black people, talking about as a race, right? We're the only niggas, real niggas. We're the only identify as being black. Brown people, they don't identify racially, right?
yeah,
They don't identify as being black. To my racially, they identify as being white.
true that.
Yeah, so it
True that.
cracked me up, always trying to
That
fight.
is a damn good point.
Yeah, yeah, black people crack me up, always trying to fight somebody else's fight. Because when it comes down to it, they're not.
Woo! We got that bad.
We have that bad. We have
That's
that
why
bad.
we lose. Because we jump on they bandwagon thinking, oh, it's going to help our struggle. It's the same as us. Being that is the same as being just discriminated for being black. So we going to fight for them too. And you don't
Wrong.
forgot your own fucking fight.
Mhm.
While you fighting for them to get their rights, you losing yours.
Yep. Yeah. And
We
once
backwards as fuck.
they
We
get their little,
backwards as fuck.
they're not gonna think about you no more. They're gonna be like, "Thank you, black people. Bye."
And that's what they've done in every situation where we've helped fight somebody else's fight. Let's start with the Let's work backwards. The Democrats, soon as they voted Joe Biden in,
Mhm.
okay, 81 million votes. Soon as they got his ass in, then months later, black people was waiting and waiting and waiting. So then they decided to hold a press conference. All the so-called black leaders, do we even have those anymore? But it was different. The NAACP and
Yeah.
different senators, I think. Biden basically, no, not even basically. He straight up told them the Hispanics are gonna outnumber you guys.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't got a voice, and I ain't got time for this meeting. He wasn't
Yeah.
trying to hear shit. And black people worked hard and still working hard to vote his ass in.
Yeah, it's true. I be seeing it all the time. I be getting on my damn nerves, like when I hear, and it just because it reminds me so much of like that whole like slavery mentality. You know what I mean? Like, oh
Woo!
yes, man. Like, I'm just, will you guys stop acting like slaves all the damn time? It's like, for
Woo!
instance, like at my job, and I'm not, and it's just me, right? It's just my own little opinion, right? I'll be hearing
Mm-hmm.
and my coach, right? He's like a black man, big lip, bald head, dark skinned black man, and he'll be talking to, and I'm actually communicated because we have a manager over our coach, right? But then the manager, our operations manager, her manager, James, right? The time I've talked to him like several times, just regularly, right? And I'll be
Yeah.
hearing him, oh yes, boss man, like literally, yes, boss man, oh yeah, boss man, oh yeah, boss man, and I just be like, so I don't know, like I get confused sometimes, like with black people, how they always like are saying like talking about racism, 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 but they can't keep their lips off of white people's ass, and I'm just like, just conquering. I'm like, why are you talking to James like that? Like, why can't you just talk to him like from man to man? You know what I'm saying? You're a man,
Right.
he's a, oh yeah,
Right.
boss, oh yeah, oh yeah, and I just be
Yeah.
like, oh, God, you know, it's so embarrassing.
Yeah, we
Embarrassing.
put ourselves. I see it. I see exactly what you're talking about because it's a lot of times we put ourselves on a lower plane and a lower status. When they want to talk white privilege, we give it to them. We give them the white privilege all the time.
Mhm. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Yeah, we'll act like, it's black power when we're amongst ourselves, right? But when we get in the room of white people, and I mean, because I think that somebody say this about, they call it like code switching, like you code switch. And then, I mean, they do it a
Exactly. Yeah.
dramatic, and I'll be like, oh, wow, that's so embarrassing. Like, why are you acting like that? But, um, yeah.
Yep, there's a lot of code switching going on. There really, really, really is. And it's like black people. Do we need a leader? Is that what it is? Do we need a leader? Because we
Um,
be all over the place. We need somebody to hone in on what's going on, somebody we respect to hone in
yeah,
on what's going on and direct us. Because if we don't have a black leader, we gonna follow some other bullshit. And there be black leaders on bullshit too. Don't get me wrong. But there, I think we need a leader or something.
yeah.
Black
Um,
people ain't on no same page about nothing. We don't come into agreement about. We got black men and black women arguing about each other. You know what I mean? We're not on the same page about shit.
yeah, yeah,
Family,
and-
politics, money,
yeah.
relationship, nothing.
I totally agree with you. I have to totally agree with you. Um, yeah, and then I think it's a difference too, right? It's like, and then like I said, like in my thoughts, right? When you think back in slavery, right, where the black man and the black woman, right? Because there's like a different
Yeah,
connotation there, you know, uh, just from like even like a man and woman perspective, but then just like as black men and black women, just playing those different roles, right? Because with black men, right, with their master, right, and they seen the master's life, right, or how they lived, right. But then you had the black woman, right, and then she's getting raped, you know, by the white man, you know, and so you have like those different elements like that where like black men had the attitude that that was like the trophy, that was the prize, but then like black women, right, felt more abused, you know, in that regard. And so yeah, a lot of that still goes on right now, and that's why why we have the toxic
well,
attitude times that we have with each other.
a lot of times when we talk about why we're not on the same page as black people, why our relationships and our families are disintegrating, we take it back to slavery, what the white man did. We take it back to welfare coming, um, and taking the man out of the house. All of that is definitely a big part of it. Of course, that's what laid the groundwork for it. But we've also had times where we've come on the same page since slavery. We've, been on the same page since welfare. At times we had a whole civil rights, black power, I'm black and I'm proud era. You know what I mean? Where it took a lot for white people to infiltrate that. A couple decades at least, where black people was really feeling their worth and really showing it, and they wasn't feeling no less than. They didn't have as much. We didn't have as much as white people, but we wasn't feeling like we're less than. And it seems like now we it's almost reverted. Reverted. It's reverted almost back to slavery times. Our thinking. I mean, our mindset. I mean, you know.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I said it's a different sort of like context, right, between a black man and his reality, right, his experience in our society, as opposed to a black woman's experience. Uh, we see things very different, you know. Um,
Especially nowadays, we're worlds apart. We're worlds apart.
yeah, and it's super unfortunate. Um, yeah, because I do see that a lot, you know. Yeah, and like getting into the whole thing of like, like black men being like so critical of black women, and black women are like this, and black women are like that, and black women are like this, and other races, right? They're more submissive. They're more of this. They're more of that. Um, yeah, and I do notice.
Probably because it's for a lot of reasons, but off top, I'm thinking because you go into it as a black man with the mindset of you're going to treat her better because you think she is better because you already have a bad idea of what the black woman is.
Yeah,
So if you get somebody who's not black, you already have a good perception of what they're going to. Oh, she's going to be submissive. She's going to be exactly what I want. But we've seen time and time again that ain't true either.
yep,
You know, if they want to talk about women, they can talk about all women.
that's
Really,
right. That's right. Because there's a lot
just
of
like
baby
we
moms.
can talk about all men.
That's
You
another race.
know, and yeah, yeah, but I get it. There, we do have a lot more masculine women in the black community. We have, but
Oh,
there's a million reasons for that too.
you say, what do you mean? Like when you say more masculine black women, you mean like as opposed to like other races? Like we're more masculine than other races?
Yeah, we definitely show it. Yeah, and if another race is being more masculine, they probably grew up around black people.
Mm,
Yeah, because a lot of other races, especially like Spanish races and things like that, they raise their daughters to be submissive. They raise their daughters to cook, serve a man. They raise their daughters to be wives.
yeah,
They raise their daughters to be wives. They Mexicans that throw a quinceañera at the age of 15. That's preparing for being a wife. We don't prepare. How are we preparing our kids to be wives or husbands?
yeah,
There's so many people who ain't even getting in relationships, ain't even having kids or nothing, because we not setting the stage for none of that.
yeah. I know. That's why I'm so much like the way I am with justice. And teaching her how to be like a young lady. Yeah, because we went through that era, right? Of you're supposed to be the strong black independent women. That was like a whole movement at a certain point.
It was a whole movement for years. And you know what? When they used to say it, my mom used to hate that. She said, I hate that term, strong black woman. And I never, I just was watching TV. I didn't know it was no problem. So I never thought, I didn't understand for the longest why my mom hated that. She was like, women ain't supposed to be strong. What they mean, strong black, they always say strong black woman.
And
But I
it
get
depends.
it now. Women ain't supposed to be strong. We've had to be strong. And then once you label us something, we fall into that label, just like everybody else.
Yeah, we're also angry
We go
too.
fall into what you call us.
Yeah. Hmm. No, it's true. Yeah, it's interesting. Um, yeah, like I hardly even know what to think about it now because now, right, that everybody's become more modern, right? Women are starting to be like specifically black women, but because they have the whole thing now where black women are starting businesses. Of course, we're becoming more educated, but they're also black women are starting to come into more of their femininity, right? Where they kind of feel, I don't know, whatever the safe space now to say, no, I want to be a feminine woman, right? Because we're tired now. We're tired now.
Right. Tired of doing it on our own, like we want to be nice. We play nice now. Please.
And so, um, but yeah, there is really, special about um, black people, you know, um, because yeah, if you look at it, a lot of times, like other cultures, right, other ethnicities, um, you know, I see them, kind of, a lot of people profit off of our culture, and
Yeah.
like that. Yes,
Everybody but us profits
everybody.
off of our culture. That's another, ooh, that's a whole nother conversation. That's a good one.
Yeah,
That's a
and then
damn good one. That's our next one. Yeah. Everybody is profiting but us.
yeah, so true, and it's again, it has to do with that thing of like our attitudes toward one another. A lot of times, we really sometimes struggle with that a lot. Um, yeah, so it's very interesting now. Just like with yeah, so because the culture has changed so much, like we always talk about because of like like social media. You know, so you have
Yeah.
that of it. That's like really on the rise. And yeah, and then you're also starting to hear too, right now, like even like we're doing it now too. Like everybody's saying what they feel, wanting to express themselves. Say how they really feel, um, and things like that. And you just yeah, you're getting a better understanding. You know, um, where we didn't have that before. None of that really existed before.
Yeah.
Everybody's all in the comments. Everybody's all in the comments and chiming on this and chiming in on that. And so yeah, sometimes too, I think like with our community, that's kind of really hindered us too because now everybody's in it. We can't even like be amongst ourselves anymore because
Hmm.
everybody's
Great point.
yeah, wanting to be a part of our culture and so
Yep.
it's for
Great
us,
point.
yeah, it's kind of hard for us to like really touch base, with each other. you know, but we have like, little moments there where we kind of like, but as a whole, yeah, we're struggling in that aspect, and it's also because other races, right? They see that they see what's going on and how we are within our own community and our own culture, and so uh, they're gonna jump right in there a lot of times. They don't hesitate. They'll get right in there and
Yep.
you know, yeah. So
Because they can. Yeah, I know exactly. exactly what you mean. It's an open door. We let anybody um, be a part of it. Come one, come all. Whether you're part of our race, a part of what's going on with us or not, you can have a say so in it. And yeah, we need. I guess that goes back to me saying we need a leader. I don't know if I really feel like we need a leader because I definitely can't think of anybody off top of my head that would I would consider to be a good leader. But I just wish, um, that I lived in the Malcolm X days, in the Martin Luther King days, just to have somebody like that so many black people looked up to and listened to and couldn't wait to hear and would follow. If he say we doing this, we doing this. Even as big as Farrakhan is, we don't, maybe the nation follows him, but all black people don't follow his lead like that. You
Yeah,
know, um, so yeah, sometimes I wish I lived in the days of Malcolm X, that would have been something. So yeah, if we had a Malcolm X, I would love that.
yeah, we definitely, yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
But that's why I say,
Mhm.
I think we have, I don't know, like with the whole, pod passing thing, and some guys try to like start like certain movements, like with, people trying to like have a certain influence, right? And then like sometimes, because a lot of times, like especially in our community, our leaders are almost like entertainers, athletes,
Yeah, most of them are. Yeah.
stuff like that. So we really kind of like, you know, that's a lot of times like what we kind of like focus on. Um, but I don't know. I mean, uh, I guess everybody's, in the whole aspect, everybody's trying to get along racially. But yeah, that's why I always get so confused sometimes too, because I'm like, I hear black, especially black people. I mean, I don't know, 'cause, like I don't know if white people do like with the whole like racism thing. I'm like, I don't really think like racism is like really a thing anymore. I don't know. I get, I was gonna say I always get confused. I'm like,
I definitely think it's a thing. I mean, I think it's more of a thing now than it was when I was growing up as a kid. I think we're more divided now than ever. But yeah, I definitely think racism is a thing. The systems that keep black people down are not. It's not even necessarily. Sometimes it's not just black people. It's like a rich poor thing too. Or a classism thing too. Yeah. So, but it's all still there, and I think it's a lot of it is coming back.
yeah,
We so divided. We wasn't so focused on race. Um, it's always been there. When you're talking to a black person and what you're dealing with, but it wasn't. It's so prominent and prevalent, and if you're not this race, you can't say certain things, or you can't make certain jokes, or it's so divided.
yeah,
It's ridiculous.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the division. Um, Something's got to change. It's going to either change for the better or the worse. So yeah.
I think it's like a couple different elements that's mixed in it now. Like with the whole political thing, right? And then, like you said too, now it's like a class thing, you know. So that's all like mixed with the racism. Um, yeah, just kind of, yeah, really,
It's a lot. It's a lot going on right now. It's hard to. I see what you're saying, but it's so hard to explain because it's this on top of this on top of this on top of that. It's not one thing. It's
Yeah.
everything. Yeah,
Yes.
and we just wrapped up in it trying to figure and navigate our way out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's really true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, you said it so well the other day. You said America is like a rich person with cancer. I said, I love that. I love every now and again, Nick, you hit the nail on the head and you say something so slick. I'll be like, oh, I should have wrote that down. Damn. But that one I didn't have to write down. She said, America is like a rich person with cancer. Like, oh, you fucked. That's what that means. That's what she's saying. You
Yeah.
fucked. No matter how much money you got.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you said that. You
We have
said that. But
to. Mhm.
any other thoughts?
No, yeah, I agree with you. I just think it's, now we have just really have to work on, like, it's like you say when you even with that analogy of like a rich person with cancer, right? It's like we have to heal ourselves from the inside out. It's not enough to,
Ooh.
you can buy another car, right? You can buy another house, but you still got
Mm.
cancer. What we gonna do about that cancer thing? You know,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, you said a damn mouthful. I like that.
but
I like that. And yeah, I think that says it all. I got my fill of what I wanted to get off my chest. I think we can save another topic until tomorrow. How you feel about that?
that sounds awesome. That sounds awesome.
Well, okay, so I'm going to end the podcast. I thank you, Unique, for joining me. I think we had a great conversation. I look forward to other great conversations with you. And thanks, Nick. Have a great day. Thanks, everyone who joined.